I toured Norfolk homes with a military buyer last week, all priced around $400,000. And here's what we found. We actually looked at more than 3 houses that day, but I'm breaking down 3 of them because together they show the key things every buyer has to think about when it comes to location. One was priced above almost everything else in its neighborhood. One had a big yard and no flood insurance, but it sits on one of the busiest roads in Norfolk. Another one came in $50,000 under the going rate for the neighborhood that everyone wants, for a reason most agents won't say out loud. Same budget, 3 very different lessons in location. So let's get into it. We started in Forest Park, up in the north part of Norfolk, close to Naval Station Norfolk, a short drive to Little Creek. This one is a 1952 Cape Cod that the seller took all the way down to the studs and rebuilt. So the plumbing, the wiring, the roof, the windows, the siding, and the HVAC were all brand new. Inside, you get 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and about 2,257 square feet, with a bedroom on the main floor and a primary suite with a soaking tub. There is no HOA. The backyard is fully fenced and it's listed at $435,000. Now here's the first thing to think about, the neighborhood median. The typical home in this part of North Norfolk sells for around $350,000. So at $435,000, this renovated home is priced well above the neighborhood median. At about $193 a square foot, it was still the most house for the money of the 3. But the question I asked my buyer was a simple one. Are we paying for the house or for the zip code? With a renovation this complete, you can make a strong case for it, but you have to know you are buying at the very top of this neighborhood. Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm Megan Licker. I've spent 30 years as a Navy wife and 35 years as a real estate agent right here in Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads. That combination lets me show you the truths other agents miss because I know the real life details behind the listings. So if you're PCSing to Norfolk, Oceana, or Little Creek, this is exactly the channel you want. And quick heads up before the next home, a lot of you are also weighing Virginia Beach at this same budget. I made a whole video breaking down what $400,000 actually buys you across Virginia Beach neighborhoods, and I'll point you to it at the very end, so stick around. Let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, next we drove to Belvedere, a quiet pocket of North Norfolk that's central to both Naval Station Norfolk and Little Creek. The median here runs right around $400,000. And this home is listed at $410,000, so it's priced right in line with the neighborhood. It's a 1943 Cape Cod with 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and about 1,843 square feet, with hardwood floors, a gas fireplace, and a freshly modeled bath. The lot is more than 1/4 acre, fully fenced with a deck, a shed, and an attached garage that makes a perfect workshop. But here's the second thing to think about, and it's the truth other agents skip. The exact street. This home sits right on Granby Street, which is one of the busiest roads in Norfolk and the main funnel into downtown. Now, the home has a great long driveway, and that is a real plus because you get plenty of off-street parking and room for the kids. The trade-off is that every single time you leave, you're backing straight out into steady Granby Street traffic. For some families, that is no big deal at all. And for others, especially with young kids, that is a daily headache they just don't want. That is exactly the kind of thing you have to feel in person, not just see in the photos. One more big win on this home though. This property does not require flood insurance, and in a waterfront city like Norfolk, that can save you hundreds of dollars a month. We verified it on this exact address. The last neighborhood I'm touching on today is Larchmont. This is the neighborhood buyers asked me for by name. Now here's the third thing to think about. When a home in a great neighborhood looks like a deal, find out why. The median in Larchmont is around $490,000. And this home is listed at $437,000, about $50,000 below the median. And here's the reason for that discount. This home sits on the very edge of Larchmont, right on Hampton Boulevard. Hampton Boulevard is a major thoroughfare, and it's one of the main routes for the shipping container trucks running to and from the port and the naval base. So you're getting the Larchmont name and a fully renovated home at a real discount. But the trade-off is the noise and the truck traffic right outside your door. The home itself is move-in ready with a new kitchen, updated baths, a new roof, and new HVAC. And it gives you 4 bedrooms in about 1,600 square feet. For the right buyer getting into Larchmont, $50,000 under the median is a genuine opportunity. But you have to decide for yourself whether that busy boulevard is something you can live with every day. So here's the bottom line, and these are the key things to think about with location. First, always know the neighborhood's median so you can see whether a home is priced above it or below it, and why. In Forest Park, a full renovation pushed the home above the median, and in Larchmont, a busy truck route pulled the home $50,000 below it. Second, the exact street matters as much as the neighborhood because a busy road changes your daily life and your resale down the road. And the third, when a home in a great area looks like a deal, find out the reason before you celebrate, because the discount almost always has a location behind it. Price alone simply does not tell you the value of a home. The neighborhood, the condition, and the exact street all do. And none of that ever shows up in a list price. That is exactly why we toured every one of these in person. If you want to make your next PCS move truly seamless, click the link in my description to download my free military relocation guide. And if you're ready to talk through your move on a one-on-one basis, book a Zoom call with me using the link below. Whether you're moving here in the next 30 to 90 days or just starting to plan, I'll walk you through it. And if this video helped you, subscribe, because I break down Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads neighborhoods every single week. Next week, I'm staying right here in Norfolk and breaking down more of the popular neighborhoods and how close they really are to the military bases. So if you're trying to figure out your commute to Naval Station Norfolk, Little Creek, or Naval Medical Center in Portsmouth, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And here's one you can watch right now. A lot of you are also weighing in on Virginia Beach, so I made the video that I mentioned earlier, Virginia Beach Housing Too Expensive? Think Again, where I break down this exact same price point across Virginia Beach neighborhoods. If you're torn between the two cities, click that video right here to watch next. Welcome home. This is Real Life Virginia Beach.